I'm very, very dominant. I'm a dominant. My masculinity is very, very dominant. Most times when I see this conversation online where people are like, "Oh, she has to submit," I'm like, you don't ask for submission. A woman gives you submission. If you show a
Mhm.
woman that you're a man of your words and she never has to feel a lack of security with you, she
Mhm.
blooms. I've been rich since I was 19, but I've been wealthy since I was 21. In all honesty, believe that women are superior to men.
Mm.
And here is why. We give the energy to make life. Women make life. Every woman is blessed to be able to reproduce. And not
Yeah.
every woman can build a dynasty with you. It's to be a reflection of the man that she wants. You can't
Mm.
say you don't want to be with a broke guy, but you're broke mentally. And that's why I say men are different. I find pleasure in seeing my woman light up. When she's happy, it transfers to me. I'll do anything to make sure, as long as I know that she cares about me, bro.
Yeah.
The remaining, just let me handle it. It's my job as a man to make sure that my woman is taken care of. It really is just, yeah, like you should never have to worry when I'm in the picture.
What's up, lovely ladies and people out there in the world? My name is Jalen Brunson, and today we have such a special guest. We have a successful big baller in the building, Nigeria's finest. We have Abdul Qawiyy, and he's here to give us all kinds of insight, gems on just in general, like masculine energy, relationships, even a little business gems. I feel like we're going to talk about everything. We're just going to get the tea today. Okay. So, yeah, without further ado, Abdul.
Hey, what's up, baby? Yeah, like she said, I'm Abdul Qawiyy, Nigerian based in Dubai. Well, I feel like success is definite, but it's relative. But yeah, I feel like I've
You are
accomplished.
definitely successful.
I do my best. I am an e-commerce business owner. I own a luxury men's watch brand called Phoenix. I built
Mhm.
and sold two e-commerce brands for $128 million. And right now, I'm documenting how I'm building this brand to $100 million mark. So I do my best.
So wait, did we say a couple 100 million? Like, did we just, scroll past that? Like a couple $100 million businesses? Like, okay. That's awesome.
It- Thanks. I try.
He said that's just something light, we billions up next. Like, that's just it.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Okay. So I'm talking to a future
Yeah.
billionaire.
By the time I'm 30, 32, I should have 5 billion. So
Look, we said it right here. Okay, I'm gonna play the clip. But that's awesome. So I guess like how we start is just like tell me a little bit more about, let's say, your journey getting into entrepreneurship and just the overall history of where you started, because I know you have an amazing story. So I would love to hear about it.
Okay, so I do say I started entrepreneurship out of survival, not because I wanted to make a ton of money. I just wanted to take care of my family. I was born into a dysfunctional household. My parents divorced when I was 8 years old. And that gave me an insight into how sometimes people say money is the root of all evil, but I believe money only amplifies who you are as a person. And also, money solves 99% of our problems. When you get out of worrying about money, you can think about any other thing you want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom had custody of us. So I saw how she struggled. She struggled very, very hard. Plus, I grew up in Nigeria where civil servants don't get paid regularly by the government. So you could go like 3, 4 months of unpaid salaries and people have to protest before they get. So
Mm.
9 to 5, yeah, doing the 9 to 5 was never an option for me. It was just like, nah, fuck this kind of life. I don't want this kind of life.
Mhm.
And I stumbled upon the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was where I was like, oh shit, there's a different world entirely out there outside of struggling and all of this. And that's when I learned of the term rat race. So to me, it's like, yeah, I've been living in the rat race. I want to get out of this. And you know what they say, once you switch on your antenna, like once you tune into the universe, you're able to spot certain opportunities. And if you're the kind of person to take action, you'll be able to leverage on it. So I saw this on YouTube where a guy was talking about how to make money online. Now, in the beginning, I started out as a freelancer. So my journey was I learned how to sell my services to people over the internet. And my parents were struggling, so it wasn't like they were making any amount of money. But for me, the first money I made was in 2013. I made $50 online for the first time. I remember being so excited that I had to go change the money into the denomination for Nigeria, which is Naira. And I put it in my cap and I took a picture with it. And I was like, bro, this is the life I want. If I can get paid for my services or my knowledge, then this is a game changer. So that's how I started. But eventually, because I'm very, very curious, I'm a curious learner, I learned that you don't get rich by selling your time for money. You get rich by trading something that is scalable. Because your time for money is finite. How many hours in a day can you sell? And how many hours in a day can you work? So that's when I learned of selling physical products over the internet. And I discovered someone called Trey Llewellyn who made $1 million in a day within 24 hours by selling flashlights, survival flashlights on the internet. And that was just like a complete game changer for me. And I believe once you can see someone who has done something, it's possible for you to accomplish it too. And that was my journey in this space. I mean, but it's not like it has been 100% rosy. It's been filled with challenges, but I'd have it no other way. I'm grateful for the journey. It started out that way. I mean, it was way easier compared to now when I started out because you could spend $5 a day on ads and put your products before people and people will buy. There wasn't that much market sophistication compared to now. And so, yeah, I built two brands. The first one was, the brands I built initially were targeting insecurities. The first one was it was a shapewear for women who had body dysmorphia after childbirth because they didn't like how they look. And so that enhanced their confidence. And the second was for short guys who were dating taller girls. I mean, I don't have that problem. I'm 6'3", so I've never had issues like that. But saw a gap in the market, and I just was like, yeah, there's the short guys that want to date taller girls. So it kind of adds 3 to 4 inches to their height. They add it to their shoe, and boom,
3
now
to
they
4
are at
inches.
face level. Yeah.
Okay. So they was catfishing.
Oh, that's really too bad. Not necessarily catfishing, but it's just the same way, women enhance their beauty to attract a certain kind of man. They also just was like, you know what, we might as well enhance this.
But when you take the shoes
yeah.
off.
Well, that's between themselves and their partner. But hey, I saw a gap in the market, I ran with it, 2 millions, and here we are today. And yeah, I sold my brands in the beginning of the pandemic. I just felt like it wasn't challenging anymore. Like I could literally take any brand from 0 to $1 million within the next 90 days. So when I saw an offer that was irresistible, I was just like, yeah, I want this. And we did that. But also along the line, I was also documenting my journey. So it got people interested in learning how to build e-commerce brands. And now I have a community where I'm documenting how I'm taking Phoenix watches to $100 million.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's
you just like a marketing business genius. Like, that's amazing.
yeah, if you understand human psychology, you always make money. So,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then like when did you start learning how to do that? Like was that just natural for you or did you ever like, research? Like how did that work out for you?
well, it all started from, I would say, survival still. Like,
Mm,
when you don't have a lot of resources, you become resourceful, right?
mm,
And so I
mm,
started consuming more information on how to generate sales. I don't have anyone bankrolling me. I don't have like, I just learned of business credit in 2021 after I
mm,
had sold my brands for hundreds of millions, right? Like, so I had to learn how to trigger hot buttons in people to get them to buy. And so it made me very, very good at writing sales copy, understanding why people buy. There's a book called Biology, Buylology.
mm,
There's also another book called Breakthrough Advertising. I've read a lot of books when it comes to
mm,
marketing, human psychology, and understanding real case studies of why people buy stuff,
mm,
and especially selling high ticket offers, because I used to sell offers for like $25,000, $100,000, and I'd have
mm,
people fly to Dubai to work with me to scale their stuff. Up until last year, I used to work with creators to get them to $6 million a year with their
mm,
systems, messaging, and positioning. And
mm,
so I feel like it just came as a byproduct of me having no other way
mm,
to make money other than I have to make this work.
mm,
And so, yeah, it's just me being curious. I say my biggest weapon in my arsenal is curiosity. I'm
mm,
very, very curious. I want to learn how everything works.
mm.
So that's
Okay, okay. So curiosity, research, you probably have a little bit of like, I feel like it wasn't light. You probably had to really get almost like obsessed with it too. Like, all right, I'm gonna just take everything in and just, yeah.
very
Okay.
obsessed with that. Yeah, very
Yeah.
obsessed.
Okay, okay. I see you. So, helping people make money, you obviously making money, doing your thing and stuff like that. That's awesome. Okay, so I mean, from the outside looking in, it's like you have a lot going for yourself and, you're in this space where you're learning more about yourself. Because wait, you're only like 26, right?
I turned 26 in February.
That's so interesting. Like, wow, like I'm 25 and I'm like, dang, like that's amazing. Like, shout out to you. Like, that is crazy. That's amazing. So, okay, so you have a lot going for yourself and you're making big moves and you're really doing amazing things. So what does your life look like? Like what does your daily life look like? What does your personal life look like? Who's the lucky lady in your life? Like what's going on? What's the tea?
my life, I'd say my life is 80% boring activities, 20% very, very interesting activities.
Mm,
I'm a very well-rounded person. I speak 9 languages. Je parle français, il parle portugais, speak English, I speak English. Yeah. Growing up, I watched James Bond a lot, the entire James Bond series, and I kind of fell in love with the character of the
mm,
movie, right? Because these actors were playing different characters, but I fell in love with the main lead, which is James Bond, and
mm,
how he optimized his life. Like despite being a spy, he was good looking. He was in top shape. He dated the most beautiful women, drove the best cars,
mm,
flew around the world, and I always wanted to be like that. Like it's funny how it's a character, but I was so obsessed with it, right?
mm,
So now most of the day I spend having meetings, um, trying to find, because I'm in a position now where I need people to manage people, right?
mm,
Because 0 to 6 figures, you're the one wearing multiple hats
mm,
and trying to learn different part of your business and then finding product market fit. 6 to 7 figures, now you have to delegate to people, hire people. And
mm,
sometimes you might you might decide that, hey, you know what, I'm going to penny pinch on hiring. You can decide you just need 3 staffs or 3 contractors. But
Mhm.
going from 7 to 8 figures, it's a different ballgame entirely. Now you need leaders in different departments. And
Mhm.
now 8 to 9 figures, a different ballgame. You need,
Like what? Yeah.
yeah, so you need people
Mm,
managing people. And now 9 to 10,
yeah.
you're talking of mergers and acquisition, you're talking of equity. So there's a lot that goes into that. So I
Mhm.
spend most times actually studying.
Mhm.
I am also like I invest into self-education a lot because I'm still new to all of this. And
Mhm.
like you said, I'm young. It's not
Mhm.
like I am old money. I'm not old money.
Yeah.
I've only been wealthy for what? Rich. I've been rich since I was 19, but I've been wealthy since I was 21.
Mhm.
So I'm still new to this.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of adjusting mentally too. So I spend a lot of money on hypnotherapy,
Mhm.
which is to realign my neural pathways so that I can show up for the higher version of myself.
Mhm.
Now, that's when we're talking about, in-depth stuff. The 20% is fun. Like I race cars. I love to party when I can, I love to dance. So I
Oh, okay.
enjoy doing that.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
like
insert a clip.
when you see me in the club, you think I'm probably high on cocaine or something, but I don't. Honestly, like I just enjoy having a good time. And
Yes.
now when it comes to relationship, I was in a relationship before, but it didn't work out.
Mhm.
And I don't up from one girl to another, which is crazy because when you're broke as a guy,
Mhm.
you chase women. Like
Mhm.
you are constantly trying to get different attention of different women. But if you can focus on yourself to build wealth, the game changes because now you're at the top of the chain,
Mhm.
and majority of women want that kind of person. Like
Mhm.
you belong to a very, very small crop of people. Now that's even if you're just wealthy. We're not talking of emotional intelligence and all of that. But the moment you also ascend from just being a wealthy guy to a guy that you are charismatic,
Mhm.
you understand how to treat women with respect, you
Yeah.
understand how to treat people with dignity. Women go crazy about you that you don't even
Yeah.
at that point, it's more about discipline. It's about understanding that not every woman deserves to be in your bed. Like,
Mhm.
because that could also lead to your downfall. If you're leading with your carnal desires, it would crush you because you're at the point where you are making the best decision with being in the best mental state. But if you're
Mhm.
driven by lust, shit, you're going to crumble. So for
Mhm.
me, I also feel like because of my obsessive uh trait, which is when I am so I divide my time in the year into era. And I say when you meet me, you meet 2 people. You meet the playful goofball who
Mhm.
is the life of the world, and then you meet the serious guy who's the businessman who is
Mhm.
like 100% in charge. He wants to get shit done. So sometimes ladies meet me when I'm, in this zone of I'm done with business, I'm working on just enjoying the best time. And I
Mhm.
am able to provide utmost attention to that woman in that period of time. But
Yeah.
then because of my ambition and where I'm trying to get to, I have the switch, which is now I'm the businessman, and the attention reduces. I don't let go, but the attention reduces because say I can be on call with you for an hour, 2 hours, because we always have like there will always be something we can talk about because I'm well
Mhm.
rounded.
Mhm.
And then the attention drastically reduces. But because women think because you have so much attention from women, you're
Mhm.
when you reduce attention with her, you're transferring to another woman, which is not the case. The
Mm,
case is I'm paying more attention to the business. So unless there's someone who understands that dynamic, it's always very, very hard to explain to a woman that, yo, the main reason I'm uh shifting in this moment is because of this focus that I have, right? So
mhm.
it's kind of crazy. That's why I really don't date girls who are 95ers.
Wow.
And no diss to the 95 or anything. Most times I date women who are entrepreneurial, right? Like, but the good thing is when I'm with a girl, I move her from a masculine energy to a feminine era.
Mm,
Because when you're an entrepreneur as a woman, you have to step into your masculine energy, which is
mhm,
ambition.
mhm.
But when I'm with a girl, she barely has to worry about anything because like I love taking care about I love taking care of my woman. Unfortunately, I am not dating anyone right now because I'm focused on acquiring my second passport. I hate long distance relationships,
Mm,
and I'm done with. I feel it is very, very selfish to always have someone have to fly to Dubai
mm,
when I can organize trips and all of that. And I hate to complain, my Nigerian passport is shit. Trust
mm,
me. It's the
yeah.
worst thing to travel with. I remember I was dating someone and we flew to Maldives. And when we got to passport control, they asked her to go forward to the hotel and at the resort while I had to stay back because they had to search my stuff. And I'm like, bro, I paid for this trip. I
Wow.
paid for the hotel, paid for the resort. Why am I being under scrutiny? Just because I have a passport. So I just felt like until I am done with my second passport acquisition, I'm taking
Mm,
a step from dating. But
okay.
thankfully, I'm in the I'm already working on it. Actually, it's one of the videos that I have coming up soon. So I just paid $280,000 to acquire a second passport, and yeah,
Okay.
yes, my dating life will be back active once that is.
So you kind of like date. Okay, there's so many questions I have. Like I am like, oh my goodness. So you said a lot of things. So one, right now you're kind of you taking a break off of dating and stuff like that. But I don't know. I look at your stories and then I'll see you talk about like, oh, it's nice when I meet pretty women and da 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 da. So you just dating a little bit and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
then
I have a dating history, obviously.
mhm,
One, I'm a good looking guy. Two,
okay.
I would say I charismatic.
Yeah.
And it's now that I'm sharing my ideas with the world because before on my page, all I shared was business insights. I
Yeah.
never share anything about relationship or dating. But now I'm starting to see that my views are deemed controversial when I'm talking
Mhm.
about I won't do business with a guy who cheats. I take care of women that I date. Like stuff like that is what I talk about now. I started talking about it, not like it's the main thing, but I'm like, this is bare minimum. If I am buying flowers for a woman I'm with, of course I want okay, let me just explain how it works.
Mhm.
I grew up seeing a dysfunctional household where my mom was always in tears about how our relationship didn't work out.
Mhm.
And I made a vow to her when I was 11, like I'll never be the cause of a woman crying at any point. I made a
Mhm.
vow to her about that. Like I will do my best to make sure that I make any woman I'm with happy. I don't want a situation where now happiness is an inside job, but you can complement the happiness that someone has, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, of course. Like
Mhm.
to me, I I would say, yeah, I like when a woman is of course attractive. I want to make sure that I'm looking at someone and I'm attracted to her. Uh, and aside that, I just feel like it's my job as a man to make sure that my woman is taken care of. It really is just yeah, like you should never have to worry when I'm in the picture. I don't care who you're been with. I don't care what your history is. As long as you're with me and I understand that you nourish me. Like women amplify the energy you give to them. So if
Yeah.
you come with this energy of, hey, you never have to worry about anything, she's going to give you the world. Because if you
Mm,
give a woman a seed, she gives you a farm. If you give her a home, an household, she gives you a home. So women really just reflect the energy that you bounce off of them, right? And so I believe that I'm very, very dominant. I'm a dominant. My masculinity is very, very dominant. So when I get into, I've never. Most times when I see this conversation online where people are like, "Oh, she has to submit," I'm like, "You don't ask for submission. A woman gives you submission."
yes, yes, period.
As,
Literally.
yeah, you never, because if you show up, I say it, show don't tell. If you show
Mhm.
a woman that you're a man of your words and she never has to feel a lack of security with you,
Mhm.
she
Mhm.
blooms.
Literally,
So
literally.
yeah, that's really the real.
Look, listen. Can we have a moment of silence for the man? Okay. No, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. I know the girls are looking at this like, yes, 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 right now. So officially, like to make it plain, what are your thoughts right now on the concept of 50-50, where men are like, I want to go 50-50 in my relationship?
50 over here. Like, because I say relationships should be 100.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's 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 an aura, there's an energy a woman emanates in a relationship that a man can never ever match up with.
Mm,
You can't give that energy in a relationship. And
mm,
there's an energy that a man brings into a relationship that a woman can never match up with.
mm,
And I, in all honesty, believe that women are superior to men.
mm, mm,
And here's why.
mm,
Women are givers of life. We give the energy to make life. Women make life,
mm,
right?
mhm. Yeah.
So in that scenario, the best thing you can do is bring in your best, like come in healed of your traumas, come in healed of the societal dictates. I don't conform to the societal norms anyways. But
Mhm,
when I am with a woman, I believe that I am to provide,
mm,
protect, and secure.
mm,
Now
mm,
she is to listen, nourish, and be affectionate.
mhm, mhm,
I'd rather a woman respect me than a woman say she loves me.
mhm,
When you respect someone, you care for them and you end up showing affection for them. You can
mhm,
say you love someone and not necessarily, it may not translate beyond just words of mouth.
mhm,
But when you respect someone, it comes with being loyal to the person you respect.
mhm,
And when
mhm,
you're loyal to someone, you're definitely going to show care for them.
mhm,
Three
mhm,
things, very, very important. But the energies men and women have in relationships, they are two completely different dynamics.
mhm,
So I don't do 50-50. I've never, ever,
mhm,
my my female friends, I've never split the bill with them. I've never, I mean, I'm Yoruba. We take pride in our ability to take care of those who are around us. Now, there are two things that contribute to an individual's psyche. There's nature and then there's nurture. Nature
mhm,
is what has been given into you, ingrained in you by God. Then there is nurture. Environment you're raised, the people you listen to, the literature that you read, and stuff
mhm,
like that. Now, I believe that probably because I had to shoulder responsibilities for people around me from when I was young. I've never seen it as anything extra tasking.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to
Mm-hmm.
take care of the women in my life from when I was very, very young. So
Mm-hmm.
me dating a woman, I want to ease her burden. Like my sister came to meet me after I arrived from the airport, and I didn't like the wig she was wearing, and I was like, okay, fine, let's go get you another wig. And I got her a wig that day.
Yes.
Women, you don't complain about things you won't fix to women. You
Yes.
want something done, get it done immediately. So she knows that, okay, fine, you lead by example.
Yes.
Yeah, unless you come with that energy of, I know what I want, I know how to treat you, and I'll make sure you're treated like women are literally like rose flowers. You know, roses have thorns in them, but they can also be the best smelling thing
Mm.
you've ever had, right? So
Ooh,
if you don't nurture it, if you don't water it, it won't bloom. And then if you try to touch it, it will prick you. That's
yeah.
the way, that's the best analogy I can use for women. So yeah, I don't do 50-50 over here. I don't believe
What?
in it. Friends that I have, we don't believe in 50-50.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm a traditional man. So yeah.
Wow. I was literally just thinking about that rose understanding an analogy literally last night. I have roses on the floor and I stepped on it on accident. I was like, ah, but they're so pretty. That's so funny. So, okay, so obviously you have I love those views. Okay? And I know the girls listening, they love those views as well. Okay. But I believe in reciprocity, just like you kind of said, like the energy that you kind of give, it's going to reflect that back and forth, right? So I know the girls want to know the tea. We're talking directly to someone, obviously, who is very successful and stuff. And I believe, obviously, not every single person is going to marry like a multimillionaire in life. Like that's just the statistics don't work like that. But I feel like a lot more women can definitely be provided for, um, nourished in their relationship in that kind of way. What do traditional men, masculine men, like, what do you guys look for in a woman? Like, how can a woman show up in a way where it's like you would be like, oh, like that's a really good woman?
Well, you know, being good is relative.
Mm-hmm.
What I like may not be what the next guy likes.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are certain universal principles that I feel like majority of traditional men want in a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and most times whenever I see all these women coaches on social media saying, "Oh, just go to this lounge, see
Mm-hmm.
this person," I'm like, bro, you
Mm-hmm.
become the prey
Yeah.
in that
Mm-hmm.
point. But number one, I feel like a woman who is kind. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and if a woman is kind to you, she she makes you want to give her the world.
Mm-hmm.
A woman who is kind is a woman who is understanding that despite the fact that you're very, very successful, sometimes you need somewhere where you just can lay with ease of mind.
Yeah.
And what most women don't understand is this: when you're super feminine, men submit to you. And that's what women don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you never see a man who is happy at home that doesn't seek the happiness of his wife
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or of his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because I say titles change, people don't.
Mm.
If he's a shitty ass boyfriend, he'll be a shitty fiance. If he's a
Mhm.
shitty fiance, he'll be a shitty husband,
Mhm.
right? And so I'll say personally, what I look for in a woman is also someone who is very, very invested in her personal development. because uh I feel if I have a woman around me who doesn't read, who doesn't invest into, like coaching. Now, it doesn't have to be even around money. It could be just around understanding herself more, understanding how to show up as a better person. Because this life has no manual, right? But if we can find people who have accomplished the things that we want, then it's easier for us to become a version of them, but a better version of ourselves. So now you see, I've not even mentioned, I'm not talking about physical qualities, nothing like this. These are soft skills that a woman should hone in on. Now, most times women say, "Oh, I can cook, I can clean." I'm like, do you think a man who is a multi-millionaire needs someone who can cook or clean? I don't need a woman who can cook or clean because I have a chef who makes my meal. I have people who do my laundry.
Period.
I have people who make my life. Like, so I don't need someone who can cook or clean. I want a woman who can think clearly. A woman who, if I'm having issues in my business, I can sit down and comfortably discuss with her, and she'll be like, yeah, you could actually go about it this way. A woman that, if I want to make business decisions, I'll be like, nah, I need to see my girl first. I want to hear her, right?
Yeah.
That kind of woman, you will give the world. Woman who's, like I say, women give you nourishing energy. They nourish your existence. Like, so if you are able to find someone, and for me, I always say that I'm I'm like a raging. Have you seen when the ocean is raging? It's like it has waves, right? But when it gets to a point and it hits a rock, it bounces off and then it simmers down. Yeah, that's how best I can describe myself. So if a woman is a ship and I'm raging, she will tumble, like it would swallow. My own rage of the ocean will swallow her. That is, she'll lose herself. So a woman who has definite purpose is the kind of woman that can be with me. Because if you don't know what you want, my ambition would swallow you. Like you wouldn't. Let me. How best do I explain this? Okay, for instance, I already know that I'm going to be a billionaire, right? And I know I already have plans, I have everything in place. But if a woman doesn't have an idea or she doesn't have a self concept, a concept of, she doesn't know who she really is, and she's just coming in because of the glitz and the glam. When the Because the thing people don't understand about success is there's always the higher highs and then the lower lows. Right?
Definitely.
So when she comes in and she experiences the higher highs and she has no self or a concept of self, when the lower lows comes, she wouldn't know how to handle it. And the moment I see that she doesn't know how to handle that, she's going to be gotten rid of. Like, okay, you can't handle this period. You can't be in my life to experience the next higher highs. You see, okay, I'll give you an instance. My ex, I thought I was going to be married to her, right? And then I remember I was even telling her mom that I'm going to pray to God about your daughter. I really do love. I'm a lover boy. When I love real hard.
Oh.
So, and then I had an issue in my business. So Stripe shut down our merchant accounts, and I splurge, like, bro, I literally splurge on a woman when I'm in a relationship. Like I just want to see you happy. And
Stripe be
so
playing, y'all. Stripe be playing.
so when Stripe shut down my account, I told her I won't be able to do certain things right now. And I just need to focus solely on getting the business back on track. But she's already used to the life of, today we go for candle night sessions, jazz with candlelit sessions at night, or we go for this. Our 3rd month anniversary, I took her for dinner in the sky in Dubai. She said she hadn't been in a Porsche. We got a Porsche. Like, I went above and beyond. I mean, that's really how I am. And I'm never going to change for anything. But I had an issue in business that required ultimate focus from me.
Yeah.
And she, I, I feel like I just saw a different person entirely.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, this is just, it was even minimal, but it requires concentrated focus from me. And
Yeah.
this is something that could get fixed within 2, 3 months, but I need to go all in to find a solution to this.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't reasonable. And I was just like, nah, man, if this can happen now
Yeah.
and you're like this, I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, you know what? I don't think we have aligned vision.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
And the way it even happened was crazy because up until the last minute, I was still deferring. My videographer was like, this scale is really, really messing up. Her mom even told her. Her mom was like, you don't find guys like this in your dating history twice.
Yeah.
You have to hold on to it. And I'm not trying to portray myself as the perfect guy because I also have a lot to fix up on. But I just was like, wow,
Yeah.
nah, this ain't it. So yeah, a woman who doesn't understand that life is filled with ebbs and flows. There will be times where, and it's not even about money. Sometimes it could be about attention.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have his attention 247, but don't
Yeah.
try to compete with his purpose. And that's where most women fall off. They
Yeah.
try to compete with a man before you dated him or before you were with him. You saw the ambition and that's what attracted you. And
Yeah.
then you come into the relationship and you expect him to pipe down on the gas. It's not possible. No man. Well, I don't know about every man, but I can say for myself, I'm never ever going to place a woman above my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure it's 2 different roles, 2 different positions. Your woman will always be in a place as your woman. Your
Mm-hmm.
purpose will always be there as your purpose. But the
Mm-hmm.
moment the woman starts to compete with your purpose, she has lost the plot. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
women who want to be with uh, the top 1% must understand there's a reason they're in the 1%,
There's a shadow to it.
not in the 99%. So yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I don't look at the physical until I understand a woman's mindset. I might
Right.
be attracted to, your physical qualities, like you look good and all of that. But the moment I interact with you and I feel like it's just, I'm sorry to say this, but she's an empty vessel.
Yeah.
I'm having nothing to do with that woman. So yeah, and the thing is, you said I date a lot. It's true. Like if the average guy sees maybe like 30 women in his lifetime, I have access to see like 3,000 women in a year
Mm-hmm.
because I am in the highest rank of my age bracket, and then my tax bracket is different from every other person. So I don't have to struggle
Does that make it hard for you to trust people and to like commit to a relationship, or how do you feel about that?
No, it doesn't make it hard for me to commit. So the way I date is a woman has to have, she needs to have 80% of what I seek. The remaining 20% can be worked on.
Yeah.
But when I find a woman that fits into that, that's who I'm with. Like, I don't entertain conversations that I know can lead to anything with other women when I'm talking to someone. Like, I don't, plus, I feel like I'm cursed and blessed with something. I can't split my attention between two things.
Mm,
I can't multitask.
mm,
So it carries on into every aspect of my life. I feel like if I double date, uh, if I'm dating two women, I may end up calling one the name for the second. So I don't know. Yeah, it's true. Like, I don't know how to handle two ones. So
Mhm.
I'm for two women, and plus I just feel it's unnecessary complication. One woman is enough to handle.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so trying to date multiple women at once, no. But I
Mhm.
just feel like my dating pool is wider than the average man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to struggle for, oh, I want to date. I do say that I'm single by choice. I'm intentionally single, not
Mm,
because I can't date or I can't be with someone. It's just I'm trying to narrow all my energy into getting something done before I then pursue that. Because when I'm with a woman, bro, I want to give her the world. Like, and I don't
mm.
want anything to distract me from providing my woman the best life possible. So yeah, that's
That's
it.
so sweet. I love that. Oh, that's so sweet. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. That's so gorgeous. Like sending you all the roses and the flowers and the good dating energy. I mean, so like I guarantee you probably met people already who felt that you kind of felt that way about in some kind of way. Like when do you think, I know you probably don't have a time like by this time or like now, but like when do you think you will like want to really be in like a marriage? Like, because I know you want to date for marriage ideally, as well as what role do you think that your religion or your spirituality or God plays in your views as well around marriage?
Okay, I'll start from the back. I am big on being in tune with God.
Mhm.
Now, we all worship God in different ways, but even like I just got back from Umrah, where I went to ask God for guidance, like because my mom used to be my biggest confidant, and
Mhm.
now that she's no longer there, I mean, God has always been the person I run to every time, but like I always confided in my mom if I needed to get something. I value our opinion, like I seek our insights, and I just feel like one without God has lost the plot.
Mhm.
So I cherish, like, my intuition is never wrong. Like if I felt from the get-go that nah, in this interaction wouldn't go anywhere, or it doesn't have God's blessing in some kind of way, I wouldn't entertain it. I've
Mhm.
turned down businesses, deals, and all of that simply because it just didn't feel right in my spirit.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to women, I've been blessed to date amazing women.
Yeah.
Like, I can say confidently that if I say today that I'm ready to get married, any of my exes, except I don't think I'll be with you now, but any of my exes, aside that, 100%, they'll be down for us to get married today.
Yeah.
That shows you the quality of the women I've been opportunity to date. I just feel like the only reason we probably didn't get there is because I have a set timeline for certain things to fall in place.
Mhm.
However, I feel as though the moment my second passport is fixed, which shouldn't take anything more than probably by, let's say, July next year at most,
Yeah.
I should have my second passport. God willing, I should have my second
Okay.
passport. Once that is in place, like honestly, I'm ready to start dating.
Okay.
You know, I date when I'm dating, I'm committed to that person. Like
Yeah.
I start to see because my dating criteria is very, very strict. I don't
Mm,
just date anyone. I date someone that I see myself potentially building a life with.
yeah.
I I don't date just because oh she's pretty and she's someone I can pass the time with. If I'm looking for someone to pass the time with, there are multiple women I can. But I say something. I say every woman is blessed to be able to reproduce, but not
Yeah.
every woman can give you a lineage.
Mm,
And not
yeah.
every woman can build a dynasty with you.
Yes.
So if you're someone who is seeking beyond the ordinary, you must also be willing to put yourself in that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, it goes beyond just, oh, I just want to smash and get out of here. Like, nah, that isn't, I just feel it's not a proper use of my time or anything like that.
And it leads to emptiness a lot of the times.
It, trust me, it gets lonely sometimes though.
Mhm.
And being disciplined sometimes can feel like a punishment.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I'm just like, bro, but you could just date anyone right now, and even if it doesn't work out, it's fine and all of that. But I'm too much of a lover boy. I love real hard. And
Mhm.
so it hurts me more when I have to let go of who I'm with.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. Like I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't feel at ease when I know that okay, fine. I have to break it off with this person because we just don't work out. It
Yeah.
hurts me. Breakups hurts me. Even
Yeah, they suck.
right. So, yeah, but I believe that once I have my passport sorted,
Mm.
then I now start saying, you know what, I want to date committed, be with someone, and then hopefully, by the time I'm 30, at most 29, 30, I see myself being a dad because I want to start my own family.
Oh,
I want to,
we're popping out kids. Okay.
I want to be married, have kids, come back home,
How
see my
many kids
baby
do you
girl.
want?
6. I've always said that.
Kids. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, big family. I want twin girls first, a girl and a boy second, and then 2 boys last.
Okay, so you got the whole plan out. Like, you know exactly the gender, all that kind of stuff.
Very, very intentional. And since it's the man that determines the gender of the child most times, I've done a lot of research into even the X and Y chromosome, what times do you have sex that leads into that.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Like when I'm dating someone, I track a circle with that. Like, like
Wow.
period packages and shit like that. But
Yeah. So you know when she ovulated and stuff like that too, you got it all down packed.
yeah, of course. Like, see, I say that except you don't like someone, are
Mm,
you that's the only time you're not invested in them. When you like someone so much, you want to
mm.
be sure about everything. And also it helps me know why a woman is acting some type of way during a certain period. So
Yeah.
kind of like it's also very selfish because now I know, okay, you don't do this at this period because she's going to act up because our hormones are
Yeah.
flaring up right now. I feel like it makes it easy for me to date a woman, because I mean, I literally had someone that wrote me a note that was like, "You're the best man I've ever been with." But the truth is, that only happened because I tried to understand that. I don't use the fact that, oh, one woman acted this way to judge how this woman will act. I try to understand her body. I try to understand her person. I try to. So it's always like a very, very good mesh when I'm with a woman, because we
Mhm.
barely clash, because now I understand that very well. But I do say it that God bless me with a cheat code. I have a younger sister. I grew up amongst women. So
Yes.
every woman has different
Oh
dynamics and
my
characteristics.
gosh.
So it has allowed me to really, really understand women. So when I date, I'm just like, oh, okay, fine. I get it. This is why you're
Yes.
acting up right now.
Yes, that's so real. That's so awesome that so many men do not like pay attention to those things and are aware and just aware. So to hear that, that's so amazing.
You
Like,
have to love the woman how she wants to be loved, not how you think she needs to be loved.
mm,
So
yes.
unless
Yes.
you're on,
Okay, so basically what I'm hearing is wedding bells and all kinds of things by next year. That's happening. Okay, I love it. I can't wait to
oh,
look at
what?
your
No, no,
page.
no, 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 no. Wait,
You
wait,
said
wait, wait,
both
wait.
sides.
No,
What?
I said, wait. No wedding bells next year. What? I'm not even in it. I'm saying when I have my passport fixed, that I know,
Yes,
yeah, I can all that throw surprise trips and all of that.
yes,
Then I'll be in a relationship,
yes,
and obviously I still need to put a few things in place. But I mean, God knows it depends on the woman I meet. Like if I meet a woman who I believe she fulfills the wife criteria, why waste time being with her as a girlfriend? Like I'm not even saying having a girlfriend is a waste of time. I just feel like we men tend to know who gets the ring and when.
yeah,
So if I feel like we're so much in tune and she has the vision as me, bro, like I don't mind. I'm of age.
yeah,
My friends are married. Like Juvia is 20. He got married when he was 22. There's really no manual to it. So most of my friends are married guys. The people that I roll with are a lot older than I am. And I tend to have a lot of happily married and successful men as
mhm,
mentors. Because there are four phases of life: health, wealth, relationships, and your intuition, right?
mhm.
So if you are able to figure out all aspects of it, you just hit the jackpot of life. So
Yeah,
he tends to roll with a lot of happily married men who are like 10, 15 years married,
yeah.
20 years married. So it gives me a lot of insights into why relationships work. And then
Hmm.
I called How Not to Die Alone. I guess that's the title. And it
Oh, I just got that book. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also another one, The Way of the Superior Man. So I try to read to understand the dynamics of men and women and the roles we play. So I feel like we all need each other. There's no, oh, I don't need you, I don't need you. Nah, I don't do that. I
Yeah.
need you need me. And if we are both interdependent, then we
Mhm.
can grow. So I feel like, yeah, God knows if I feel in my spirit,
Wedding bells next year. Okay, I'm calling it for you. I'm gonna see it on your Instagram page. Like, ooh, there it is.
bells. Maybe
Wedding
I
bells.
mean, who knows? Maybe you're a seer, so you're seeing into the future.
Yes. Look, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling April wedding bells. Okay, and I'm feeling like, yeah,
Bro.
like a tropical island. Like I'm
Oh,
feeling something.
I have my wedding idea. I know what my proposal will look like. I
Yeah.
have all of that, like the gift I'm going to give to my wife when I know she's
Yeah.
pregnant. I've been planning for this since I was 15.
Do
So
you have any fears around that? Like, do you have any, like, what if she popped up? Are you in a place where you could fully receive that?
if a woman pops up now,
Yeah, like your wife was there and you knew it. Like, is there anything in you that's like, oh, like, or are you
mm,
like fully in a place to receive it?
I'm not scared of being married. I'm actually
Mm.
excited about it. I light up when I talk about marriage. I light up when I talk about, my future wife and shit like that. It's something that I anticipate because I've had to live most of my life being the one nourishing others, knowing
Mm.
that someday I'll have someone who cares so much about me, and like a family,
Oh.
family I can come home to after the world, dealing with the world. Trust me, like
Yeah.
that is the face of my life. I have I have on my so I have like this Pinterest board called Babe and I,
Yeah.
which has, people can say maybe that is in masculine, but I don't give a shit.
Mm.
I have this Pinterest board with
No,
any
you know what you want. Like, no, you know what you want and you got a
I
vision.
have this I have this Pinterest board, so you can see here it's being a dad. Here
Yeah.
is dad. Here is being a dad with
Yeah.
multiple kids. This is like myself and my wife. Next thing, being a dad, myself, and this is just like creating
Mm-hmm.
what I
Mm-hmm.
want. Vacations, I have everything planned. Like literally,
Okay.
relationship for the next 1, 2 years. I know things that I want to do. I'm very, very spontaneous. Like I love to plan things. I'm the
Yeah.
kind of guy that'll tell you, be ready at 8, and then I have your outfit. I love buying. I want it.
Ooh.
For me, I want to look at you, look good, and feel good about you looking good.
Yes.
That's the way I am. So, yeah.
That's so fun. I love that. So, like, what is your ideal first date? Like, if you had like an ideal first date, what does that look like for you?
My ideal first date is going to be based on observing what my woman is interested in.
Mm.
So if she's the kind of person that likes like classics, then it will be like a opera performance or a jazz live music. If she's someone that is interested in arts, we could go to an art gallery or a museum.
Mm.
If she's someone that likes the outdoors, then probably like a dinner in the sky kind of vibe. Uh,
Yeah.
or it's mostly, I feel dates to show appreciation that you understand the person you're with, and
Mm.
also spend quality time with them, immersing yourself in their presence.
Yeah.
So dates for me is always trying to make that feel like the best experience she's ever had.
Yeah.
Right? And every date is always I try to like top the last one. So
What?
yeah.
Listen, sir, you about to, after this interview, you about to get snatched up. You about to have all the girls following you. Like, you about to get rushed.
Well, in all honesty, that's it. Like I just feel if you're dating someone, you're practically courting them, right?
Mm.
And so
Mhm.
if you're courting them, you need to make sure that it's things that they will appreciate or things that will excite them. For me,
Mm.
as the man, and that's why I say men are different. I find pleasure in seeing my woman light up.
Mm.
Because when she's happy, it transfers to me,
Yeah.
right? So I'll do anything to make sure, as long as I know that she cares about me, bro.
Yeah.
The remaining, just let me handle it.
Yes. Oh my God. I love it. I know the girls love it too. They're like, look, so you got all of this going on. I'm like, so where is there any like flaws, is there any like thing that what would be the worst part about dating you?
The worst part about dating is I don't give second chances.
Mm.
My first chance extends so much. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that, yo, I don't like this that you're doing. Please fix up.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of like waiting on, oh, if you do that thing again, I don't like repeating myself. That's
Yeah.
like what I feel is like the worst part about dating me. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like repeating myself. So if I notice maybe like a character flaw or something, and I'm telling you, hey, fix up, and you don't,
You ain't gonna have it. You're gonna be like, nah.
like, I can't do it. I
Yeah.
just, because for me, and the main reason, it's a double-edged sword. I'm always every day working on becoming a better version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I pay attention to even the smallest things about my partner. Like I want
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that, okay, I'll give you an instance. I dated someone once and we were just having a conversation early on in our dating history. And I discovered that she loved was it purple hibiscus? I know it was like she liked different flower arrangements. So
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't even tell me to get it. She just told me, maybe we watched a movie and she was like, oh, she liked how that was and stuff like that. So she was not feeling good. She was a lead actress in a Netflix movie at some point. So she wasn't feeling good because the movie hadn't topped the charts, which it ended up topping the charts.
Mm-hmm.
And but at that point in time, she wasn't feeling good, so she felt like, oh, maybe she wasn't good enough for shit like that. So I had an horticulturist send her like a whole 120 arrangement of whatever the flowers, and she's like, she doesn't remember telling me she wanted this. I'm like, on iMessages, you can keep notes about
Yeah.
someone. Like if you go to your chats with someone right now, you can go to info and then see notes in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I always keep notes. If I'm chatting with someone and I see something that I feel like is a vital information, I'll just go drop it in notes.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep track of everything. And yeah, so for me, I just feel like I go so much all out for who I'm with than for them not to take or to be conscious of whatever it is that I bring to their notice. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the worst part about dating me. It's like I really don't give second chances once you've fucked up the first chance.
No,
It's
like
like
by the time you're
that's
out, done.
that's it. And I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a bad thing or if it's a good thing. It's just that I'm principled. When
Mm-hmm.
I tell you I'm never going to repeat it again, I would communicate to you that this is
Clearly. Yeah.
fucked up because I don't keep grudges. So we'll never sleep until we fix whatever issues we're facing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're never sleeping on us being uh at loggerheads.
Right.
Never. Because for me, it's physically manifest if I'm not happy. Like if I am anxious, my entire body would be running hot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm unhappy or anything, like my legs, I don't like how I feel physically whenever I'm
Mm-hmm.
unhappy. And I can't think straight. And I make money with my with my mind. So you
Exactly. Gotta be
can't
on
allow
point.
with my head. Right. So yeah, I just think that's like the worst part about dating me. It's like you will literally think I'm joking when I'm telling you that for real, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're not joking. You don't play no games.
No. Some women are used to men who play games or are indirect and shit like that. I'll tell you as it is. But I also give constructive criticism.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm going to tell you, you fucked up, you did this.
Mm.
Nah, you did this, but you could have done it this way.
Yeah.
However, if it is the first strike that you've already gotten, nah,
Mm.
sorry. I say.
Yeah.
So that's like what I feel is like the worst part about dating me. I
Yeah.
really I don't mince words, and I don't go back and forth when I've made up my mind. Like nothing in this world will change. Nothing, nothing, no one. Whenever I say good night, I'm never saying good morning there again. That's like it.
They're like, I'm done. There's no circle in the block. There's no going back.
I don't
All
want any.
right. What's done is done. Look, you said what you said, so it is what it is. I feel that. My last question is, what are your thoughts on the idea of waiting until marriage? And then any other thing that you would drop on the ladies for them to know about dating, relationships, and men?
When you say waiting, you mean sexual
Yeah,
intimacy?
yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
your thoughts,
So
yeah.
I feel like it also depends on the individual. If
Yeah.
you're not sexually active as a man, and you're meeting with a woman who's saying, yeah, you know what, I don't want any intimacy until marriage, fine. But you can't force your ideology on someone who was already sexually active before they met you. Now, people
Mm-hmm.
do come to compromises. I don't see myself being with a virgin. I'm just being honest. I don't see
Mm-hmm.
myself being with a woman who, it's a good thing. My mom birthed me with her virginity. Like my dad even tells me that. But I am sexually active. Like I'm not going to um I don't see myself saying, oh, I'm going to wait until
Mm-hmm.
marriage before I have sex with you, because having what women mistake is a man can wait for years to have sex with you and then still leave you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never really a criteria. I remember so I dated someone that told me she had a 90-day rule. She
Uh-huh.
wouldn't have sex until after 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fine, I'm cool. No worries. She initiated sex after like our I think our third day. And I'm
Okay.
like, but you just said you have sex on 90 days. What's going on? She's like, nah, she just feels there's chemistry. So whatever rocks everybody's boat, to be honest. I just don't, honestly, but I don't think uh yeah, I feel it's there's that imbalance. Another thing that I really believe is you need to know each other's sexual appetite
Mm-hmm.
before you say you're fully chasing marriage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Two things break marriages, according to a counselor that I had spoken with once: financial issues,
Mm-hmm.
money, arguing over money, and then sexual compatibility.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What if you wait for a man with a man until after marriage only for you to discover that he's impotent? He has erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
when you already signed the lifetime contract.
Little test drive. You said a little test drive before you buy the car. Is what you saying?
So like you need to know each other's and that's just my own ideology. I'm not saying that's the universal ideology. I
Yeah.
just don't see myself. It's not something that I will really do.
Yeah.
Uh and that's why I have to be with someone who also understands,
Yeah.
where uh now about what I have to say for women, I really think the biggest thing that a woman can do for herself is to be a reflection of the man that she wants. You can't
Mm,
say you don't want to be with a broke guy, but you're broke mentally.
mm,
Like,
mm.
if you can't handle conversations, it's true. If you can't handle conversations with a guy who's ultra successful, you think he's going to keep you around? You're probably just going to be arm candy.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
because, see, what people don't understand is women try to act as predators
Mm,
for ultra successful men and forget that the least thing a man who is successful has to worry about is the lack of women. Like you
Yeah.
will never lack. If I tell you the amount of attention I get from women, or that my friends get from women,
So
you
the
would.
DMs is crazy, is what you're saying.
I had a video go viral. I feel like most times whenever I talk about, how I treat women, it
Yeah.
gets so much attention. And it's just me. Like I literally just share my views on
Yeah.
filtered. That's really what I think.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm seeking. I'm not seeking. The last thing I have to worry about is now having to go on social media to say, hey, I treat women like this because I want women to come my way. The women I even meet in person are more than enough than for me to go on social media to seek attention from women.
Mhm.
But I've had videos go viral where okay, I have a video that is currently going viral on my IG where I talked about my woman, if she wants to work, it's fine. If she doesn't want to work, like I'll take good care of her.
Yeah.
Mine is whatever woman I'll be with has to have proven that she has financial uh
Mhm.
intelligence.
Mhm.
You must understand how to handle money. I'm never going to be with a woman who is financially illiterate. Never.
Mhm.
If you don't understand your money, if you don't understand how to because what if I'm not present? You should be able to make certain financial decisions on my behalf. So if you don't
Mhm.
have the concept of money, I can't be like I can never be with a woman that doesn't understand
Yeah.
how to keep how to make, keep and grow money. I can never see myself being with that kind of a woman.
Mhm.
Most of this, like a woman who can't think for herself will be swayed in the wrong direction by this social media uh
Mhm.
generation. So if you as a woman truly and ultimately say you want or you desire to be with a protector, provider, and a successful man,
Mhm.
you must also be willing to be a traditional woman. That is a woman who is properly nourishing herself. You can't say you want, okay, if you say you are the kind of woman who wants the soft life,
Yeah.
like wants to be the Pilates mom, you want to be the one that you're back from work and you have the massage therapist take good care of
Mhm.
you. You're not
Mhm.
giving that to yourself yet.
Mm-mm. Hmm.
I laugh at when people say, he has to be making 7 figures. But can
Mm.
you entertain 7 figure conversations? You
Yeah.
think it making 7, 8, 9 figures will talk to you more than once it discovers that you're just a pretty face, you're a bimbo. Nah, that doesn't work.
Mhm.
You have,
Yeah.
as a man, the issue is they call it the paradox of choice. When
Yeah.
you become so successful to a certain point, the biggest thing is now you have to decide who do you choose? Because there's literally way too many options. You want
Mhm.
a woman of a certain look, you will find her.
Yeah.
You want a woman of a certain pedigree, you will find her. Now it's who do you decide amongst everyone to go with, right?
Yeah.
That's where I believe you as a man must be in tune with God. Like you
Yeah.
really, really work on your intuition because if you're not discerning, the wrong woman will drown you.
Yes.
I say like I've built too much of a foundation and a pillar than for me to bring in a bulldozer as a woman.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, as a woman, you have to be the reflection of the kind of man you want. So you want
Mm.
smart, you have to be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a man who's traditional, masculine, you have to be very feminine. Because two masculine energies cannot relate.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's not gonna work.
And then you must be willing to know how to choose as a woman too, because the man that you end up choosing is who you create, your progeny is with. That's why I
Mm.
always women will say they don't like a man, but yeah, his baby mama, like,
Mm, 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 mm.
I still
Ooh!
believe in the baby mama, baby daddy shit. I said it. I said it in one of my videos. I said it's a stupid concept. For me, I
Mm-hmm.
is the family structure. I'm never having kids with a woman unless she's carrying the ring on her finger. Like never. You know, not having kids with no woman unless you have the ring on your finger. So it's
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but hey,
Nah, that's facts. I say it all the time. Like, no, no, no. We not doing that. We not doing that.
it's just the worst thing ever. Plus, I guess the main reason for the way I live my life is I've always tried to be the yardstick for the kind of men my sister will date or the kind of men I'll be comfortable my daughters will be with. I really do want that. I want to have female kids. Now we have to say female daughters, which is crazy. But yeah, I want to have daughters, female daughters. But yeah, I just feel like I want to be that representation of how a woman should be loved and treated properly.
Yeah.
So that's really how I've always lived my life. So I guess that's why. Anyways,
Yes.
there's always going to be the man that you want in the world. It's just, are you willing to ascend to the level he's operating on? Because you can't
Mhm.
act in a certain way and expect a different kind of man. And how
Yeah.
you carry yourself matters. That's what most women don't understand. Like,
Mhm.
if you're not treated with respect, it's two things. Either the person who's interacting with you lacks courtesy, or they believe you do not deserve the courtesy.
Mm.
Deserving of the courtesy, you have to look inwards. So it boils down to the same thing. You have to be the person you're looking to attract.
Yes. I appreciate you. Nah, this was great. I feel like we just went on a crash course into understanding the dating life and world. Like, I'm like, yeah, this is dope. This is dope. And I feel like it confirms a lot of the things that are said and stuff, but not everybody wants to like actually listen and really take it in. So I appreciate you showcasing your perspective and opinions, also in a way that's classy and not like attacking, but more so just like, hey, really this is what it is. I think that's so needed right now in this world where everybody's like, no, this she's the prize, I'm the prize. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, we were made for each other, like the masculine and the feminine. So I appreciate you so much. Yes.
At the end of the day, you can't pour out of an empty cup.
Yes.
I work on myself and I feel like the most important thing is the universe gives you the energy that you emit, right?
Mm.
I carry myself in a kind of way because that's who I am. And then that's how I want to be accepted by the world.
Yeah.
And so I can't be loud and aggressive when that's not me. And I tell people that who you see is who you get. If you meet me
Mm.
flying or outside the walls, like this is who I am, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not projecting an image of starting kind of way. I say people who will not like you won't like you. Jesus had
Yeah.
12 disciples and he has already built a religion, right?
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi was the only one that was propagating his practice, and now he has billions in across the world. So all you have to do is project yourself to the world in the best way possible, and you will get it in manifold. This is who I am. Not willing to change it. I'm just
Yeah.
improving myself. But yeah, that's it.
Yes. Nice. where can they follow you? Because I already know they're gonna want to follow you and subscribe to your channel because I know you on YouTube and like you're getting into posting more consistently this year. So let them know.
I use the same handle across socials, the Abdul Qawiyy on YouTube, Instagram. I am experimenting with TikTok now, but I don't know. So I wouldn't really talk about TikTok, but yeah, the Abdul Qawiyy on YouTube, the Abdul Qawiyy on Instagram, and come say hi. Oh, come to, I'm based in Dubai, so
Yeah.
from this podcast or YouTube video and you're ever in Dubai, can always send me another, hey, from Jalen's podcast.
I'm in Dubai.
But
They're
yeah.
gonna be like, where he at? Like, let's go. Like, look, you got a brother. Like, come on, you got some brothers. You got some uncles.
Unfortunately, majority of my friends are married or in a relationship, like, and my other brother is married. So
Listen, you gotta put me on. Listen, let's go. Look, you ain't the only one, okay?
like even my friends are really on my neck. My Juvia is like, we need to go for a couples vacation. You're the only one who's left out and shit like that. So my friends are on my neck. Trust
They
me.
come, I'm telling you, the wedding bells is coming next year. Like I see it. The wedding bells are coming next year. So when I see it's something about April next year, wedding bells. Like it's giving that.
April is almost here. We'll see.
Literally. I'm gonna come back to this conversation and we're gonna talk about that later. And I'm gonna see it on your page.
I'm accepting of it. One, I'm old enough to lead an household. I've already led different households. I've led businesses. So I
Yeah.
feel all that it takes is just God's guidance, because marriage is not something you navigate with just human emotions. I build
Mm,
everything on my life on, principles and then God's intuition.
mm,
And yeah, like whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, as long as you believe in God and you're guided by a superpower,
mm.
every other thing is, I believe one with God is one with men.
Yes, I love that. I appreciate you. This is great. Peace.